Luc Bouchard with Solvac Life Coaching Services. I've been a certified life skills coach for 22 years and I specialize in men's issues and what keeps men stuck. Welcome. Today is the 61st day of the 72-day challenge. We're in the 9th week. The weekly theme is the afternoon of our lives. The daily focus is men as fathers. And the topic today is when fathers become grandfathers. When my father was in his late 50s, and before he died of brain cancer, he had 4 grandchildren, my nieces and nephews. And on his Ford Taurus wagon, he had this bumper sticker that said, "If I knew grandchildren would be this much fun, I would have had them first." And that was a very interesting statement from my father to put on his bumper, because he wasn't a bumper sticker kind of guy. And my father really wasn't around physically or emotionally when I was growing up. He lived at a distance. He was like a couple hours away. He never certainly came and saw us. He was so busy and wrapped up in his career and his life and his new wife that he didn't make time for us. And he really was emotionally, physically absent through many ways, primarily work and distance, but also because he was an alcoholic. And what I saw my father be able to do with my nieces and nephews is pretty much right the wrongs of some past and be more involved in his grandchildren's lives. And it was a really good opportunity for him to actually have a connection that he couldn't have when we were growing up. And I've seen this on many occasions working within families, and when I would talk to child and family services workers about grandparent involvement, it was on more than one occasion I would hear from social workers say that, dad wasn't a great dad, and there was some real protection concerns about neglect and abuse when he was, physical abuse when he was involved as a father. But as a grandfather, those aren't the same concerns because he's matured and he's moved on. And he's actually he's an okay grandfather. And this really speaks to the idea of this weekly theme, and that is the afternoon of our lives. And just a little recap, the afternoon of our lives is about having quality relationships, more authentic relationships, and choosing to have, a happier life and whatnot. And when men are able to get to a point where they've determined that they want to have more authentic relationships and they want to have more quality relationships, then what ends up happening is that gets downloaded onto their grandchildren and their children. Hopefully they'll have a good relationship with their children and therefore have a good relationship with their grandchildren. But really, in so many ways, when men have had it made and they've kind of been established and they're looking at retiring or they are retired, they're able to kind of let their guard down and go, okay, I've made it and I've been established and life's okay, and now I can go to what's really important. Because in the morning of our lives, what we think is important is not the same things that are important in the afternoon of our lives. So ultimately, what happens is the children benefit because they get to have an authentic relationship with a male, and that's one way I see the cycle being broken about grandfathers being involved in children's lives, that they are actually get to be present and more connected to their grandchildren, and what happens is the children get to have that meaningful connection with a grandparent and a grandfather that may not have with their own father because their father is busy on that treadmill of trying to be successful and trying to be a good provider and trying to put a roof over their heads and make sure everyone is okay. And there's a payoff when men do that, and that sometimes is not a payoff, there's a consequence, and they're absent with their kids. And so when grandfathers can step in and take over that role, everyone wins. So it really speaks to how men who are in the afternoon of their lives and who are, wanting to have more authentic relationships, it's really about, that's one of the benefits and the payoffs for it. And that's really the essence of this video, is that when you're more emotionally available and you're looking to have a happier life, everyone wins. Your wives win, your children win, and your grandchildren win. And that's a pretty good reason to be more authentic and be more emotionally connected to your grandchildren. Luc Bouchard with Solve Act Life Coaching Services. I've been a certified life skills coach for 22 years, and I specialize in men's issues and what keeps men stuck and how they distance themselves from intimacy. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll be back for the 60-second video tomorrow. Take care.